Good morning, all of you. This is Professor Eknath Aire from Divine College of Pharmacy, Satana, Department of Pharmaceutics. Dear students, this is the motivational quote of the day. One small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. So think positive at the morning only, and with this your positive thinking, you will get your whole day as a positive way. So think positive and do positive things. So let's start with new chapter with this beautiful quote. So today we are going to see or going to start a new chapter from the biopharmaceutics, which is compartmental models or the compartment models. So what are the compartmental models and what is the use of that models in the biopharmaceutics particularly? So let's see what are the compartments and what is the role of that particular compartment or the compartmental modeling in the biopharmaceutical applications. So let's start with introduction part. Drug movement within the body is a complex process. The major objective is therefore to develop a generalized and simple approach to describe, analyze, and interpret the data obtained during in vivo drug disposition studies. So the movement of drug or the distribution of drug in body is a very complex process, as you already know. Okay, so the drug, when we administered any type of drug, the drug goes into the absorption first. After after that absorption, it will go into the distribution phase. After distribution, it will go into the metabolism phase, and after metabolism it will go into the elimination phase. So overall this process, the drug is passed through different type of the organs, okay, or the different type of the body compartments, means organs, and that particular organs considered as the compartment, one compartment of the body. So likewise, different compartments are there in your body. Okay, each and every organ act as a one single compartment for the uh, biopharmaceutical case. Okay, so the two major approaches in the quantitative study of various kinetic processes are there of drug disposition in the body, and they are model approach and model independent approach. So two approaches are there regarding of this. One is the model approach, okay, and one is the model independent approach. Means there is uh, no any model are used or considered for the study. So let's see what are the model approaches. So pharmacokinetic model approach. Model means what? A model is a hypothesis that employ mathematical terms to concisely describe quantitative relationship. So model means it is a hypothetical model. Okay, it is not actually exist, or we can't create this model easily. Okay, so if we want to create like this model or the hypothetical model, we have to take extra efforts or the more efforts, and then we can nearby similarly develop that particular model. Okay, but otherwise it is a only hypothetical model, and we are going to predict the mathematical terms over here in way of the quantitative relationship. So this is the regarding model. Okay, then what is meant by pharmacokinetic model? So pharmacokinetic model provide concise means of expressing mathematically or quantitatively the time course of drugs throughout the body and compute meaningful pharmacokinetic parameters. Okay, so pharmacokinetic model particularly provide us the mathematical or the quantitative time course of drug. Okay, how much amount of drug are resides over there in that particular compartment at a particular time. Okay, so that data will provide is provided by the compartmental models. Then, what are the applications of actual pharmacokinetic models? So let's see. The pharmacokinetic models are useful in characterizing the behavior of drug in patients. So we can predict or characterize the particular drug's behavior or their pharmacokinetic or pharmacodynamic process in the particular patient. So we can predict uh, this one by using this model approach. Then predicting the concentration of drug in various body fluids with any dosage regimens. Also predicting the multiple dose concentration curves from single dose experiment. So we can predict multiple dose concentration by using a single dose of experiment. Then uh, the calculating optimum dosage regimen for individual patient. So we can calculate optimum dosage regimen or the dosage amount for a particular or the individual patient. We can calculate by using the compartmental modeling. The correlating plasma drug concentration with pharmacological response. So we can easily correlate the plasma drug concentration with pharmacological response. And the determination of altered ADME level in specific disease condition. So we can predict that the ADME alteration in a specific disease condition. So we can predict by using of this modeling. Predicting the possibility of drug interaction. So we can predict the possibilities or the different possibilities of drug interaction by using this modeling. So here are the different pharmacokinetic models or the methods of analysis of pharmacokinetic data by using different models. So you can see here the model approach is there and model independent approach is there. So model approach contains three different approaches or the methods, which are the first one is compartmental model, and compartmental model contains mammillary model and catenary model. What are they? We will see in uh, next slide. Okay, and another one approach comes under model approach is physiological model, and physiological model contains perfusion limited model and diffusion limited model, and model approach contains also distributed parameter model. So these three model approaches are comes under the model approach, or these three different methods comes under model approach. And model independent approach contains non-compartmental analysis model only. Okay, so non-compartmental analysis model comes under model independent approach. So we will discuss these all models or the all type of models one by one in this chapter. First of all, we will discuss regarding compartmental or the compartment models. So it is a hypothetical model, and this model simply interpolate the experimental data and helps to estimate the kinetics of a particular drug by using simple formula. So we can predict this compartmental model by using experimental data as well as using the simple mathematical formulas. Okay, since it is hypothetical approach, it is based on certain assumptions. So some of assumptions are also there, like the body is represented as a series of compartments arranged either in a series or parallel. So first of all, uh, first assumption is there is, different type of body compartments are arranged in a series form or a parallel form to each other, which communicate reversibly to each other. Okay, after entering drug inside of the body, it will go further or it will reverse into the previous compartment. So it is a reversible type of uh, transport, or the kinetic is there. So each compartment is not a real physiological or the anatomical region, but of a fictitious or the virtual one, and considered as a tissue or group of the tissue that have a similar drug distribution characteristic. So each compartment mentioned over here are not a related or the directly correlated with the physiological or the uh, anatomical region. It is only assumption purpose. Okay, so within each compartment, the drug is considered to be rapidly and uniformly distributed. So we can predict or we can assume uh, we can assume that each compartment is considered as the rapidly and uniformly distribute drug from each compartment or the every compartment. Next one is the rate of drug movement between two compartments is described by first order kinetics. Okay, so movement of the drug from one compartment to another compartment is described by particularly first order kinetics. So rate constant are used to represent rate of entry and exit from the compartment. So let's see what are they. So you can see here in the figure in this mammillary model. Okay, your drug is administered from the top side of this compartment, and you can see here three compartments. This one is C1 or the compartment 1. Here you can see the compartment 2. Here you can see the compartment 3. In compartment 1, the drug is administered from here from the top. You can see here the K01 means K means kinetics. Your drug is administered, so it will it will come from your dosage regimen. So for that purpose, the 0 is here and kinetic goes into the 1. For that 1 is there, kinetic goes into the compartment 1, therefore K01 is there. Okay, so from here, from this compartment 1, it will move towards compartment 2 also, as well as it will move toward compartment 3 also. Okay, so you can see here the K12 means your administered drug is goes from the compartment 1 to compartment 2. That's why the kinetics runs from 1 to 2. Okay, that's why 1 to 2 is here, and it works reversibly. Okay, or the vice versa, we can say vice versa. If it will go into the from the compartment 1 to 2, after some time it will comes from compartment 2 to compartment 1, and this process is continuously going on. Okay, that's why the kinetics goes from 1 to 2, as well as kinetic goes from 2 to 1 also, and same case happens with the compartment 3 also. You can see in the case of this compartment 3 or the you can see the kinetic from compartment 1 to compartment 3 are this kinetic goes 1 from the compartment 1 to compartment 3 and vice versa from compartment 3 to compartment 1. And these these are the mammillary model type of compartments. And finally your drug will go into the elimination state. Okay, so you can see here the kinetic goes from compartment 1 to compartment 0. 0 for elimination means it will goes out of the body. Okay, so that's why 0 is there. So your drug is eliminated through the throughout the body. Okay, so this is the mammillary model. So mammillary model is in the uh, in the state of parallel. You can see here your compartment is there, or the compartment 2 is there, compartment 3 is there, and in the middle compartment 1 is there, and your drug will administered at the top. Okay, so this is the mammillary model. And in case of catenary model, you can see here it will, or the all your compartments are set into the series. Okay, not in a parallel. One compartment is there, after that compartment 2 is there, after that compartment 3 is there. Okay, and your drug is administered as in a series or as in a series. Okay, so if your drug administered over here k0 kinetic is there, and after administration you can see here your drug will move toward from compartment 1 to compartment 2. You can see here the kinetic goes from the 1 to 2. Okay, and vice versa it will be some amount of drug will come back into the compartment 1. So you can see here the K21 means from the compartment 2 to compartment 1. And same in case of the will goes from the compartment 2 to compartment 3, as well as compartment from the compartment 3 to the compartment 2. So this is happens with the catenary model case. Okay, so both model approaches we will discuss in detail in a further slides. So first of all, we will see the compartment model. In that mammillary model, this is the most common model used in the pharmacokinetic. The model consists of one or more peripheral compartments connected to a central compartment. So as this statement, as per this statement, the centralized compartment connected with the different type of peripheral compartments like a C2 and C3. The central compartment consists of plasma and highly perfused tissues in which drug distributes rapidly. So this compartment 1 consists of highly perfused organs with, if we will correlate with the body or the actual physiological body. The peripheral compartments or the tissue compartments denoted by numbers 1 to 3 etc. are those with low vascularity and poor perfusion rate. The number of rate constant which will appear in a particular compartmental model is given by R. For intravenous admin, R is equal to 2n minus 1. For extravascular admin, R is equal to 2 R is equal to 2n, where n is number of compartments. So next is catenary model. In this model, the compartments are joined to one another in a series like compartment of a train. So you can see here the like a compartment of train. The models are or the compartments are arranged in a series way. So this is however not observable physiologically or the anatomically, as the various organs are directly linked to the blood compartment. So as you already know, so the different type of organs are connected with the blood. Okay, so blood is, or the blood will be, or the this process will be considered as the catenary modeling. But this approach is used rarely, or it is used in a rarely cases. Next is the applications of compartmental models. So it is a simple and flexible approach and thus widely used. It gives a visual representation of various rate processes involved in drug disposition and also gives data. It enables monitoring of drug concentration change with time with a limited amount of data. It is useful in predicting drug concentration time profile in both normal physiological and in pathophysiological condition. It is useful in the development of dosage regimens. Okay, so it is very important in case of development of different type of dosage regimens. It's allow the easy tabulation of parameters such as volume of distribution and half-life, etc. Here are the some disadvantages regarding compartmental models. The compartments and parameters bears no relationship with the physiological functions or anatomical structure of species. So as already we seen that this is the hypothetical model or the mathematical model approach only. So it is irrelevant with the, or the this models showing uh, not any type of relationship with your physiological or the anatomical compartments or the structures. So extensive efforts are required in the development of exact model that predict or describe the ADME of a certain drug. So if we want to we want to develop the exact model, so we have to take the extra effort for designing of that type of modeling. The model is based on curve fitting of plasma concentration with complex multi-exponential mathematical equations. The approach can be applied only to a specific drug under study. So these approaches are applied for uh, specific drugs for this study. Owing to its simplicity, compartment models are often misunderstood. Okay, so it is uh, if we exclude the its simplicity, it is very very difficult to understand regarding its different type of mechanisms. Then next part is physiological models. What are they? Also called as physiological based pharmacokinetic models, or we can say PBPK, physiological based pharmacokinetic models. They are drawn based on anatomic and physiological data. So these models are directly dependent on the anatomic and physiological data, and it provides a realistic picture of drug disposition in various tissues and organs. And number of compartments depends on drug disposition. Organs with no drug penetration is excluded, for example bones. So like a bone, which organs are not interferes with the drug penetration process, so that organs are excluded in this case. More complex mathematical equations and all the organs are grouped as RET, or we can say rapidly equilibrated tissues, and SET means slowly equilibrated tissues. The drug uptake by the tissue depends on rate of blood flow to organ and or the blood partition coefficient. And this is the representation or the diagrammatical representation of physiological pharmacokinetic model. In this model, you can see the venous blood and as well as arterial blood, and in that you can see or you can observe that different type of uh, central compartmental modeling, like or the different type of organs acts as a different compartments, like lung, rest, brain, then a heart, liver, kidney, muscle, skin, adipose tissue. So, or the GI or the gut wall. So, by using this different type of actual physiological compartmental model, we can predict the uh, different type of drugs for their study. Then these are the applications of physiological modeling. So it is applicable for mathematical treatment in straightforward way. Data fitting is not required in this case. Gives exact description of drug concentration, time profile in any organ or the tissue. Then influence of altered physiology or pathology on drug disposition can be easily predicted. Model is frequently used in animals to collect the tissue samples easily using invasive methods. Data can be correlated in various animals and species, and data can be extrapolated to humans. The pharmacokinetics of drug can be easily explained by using of these physiological models. Then these are the disadvantages of physiological models. First one is obtaining experimental data and monitoring drug concentration in body is an exhaustive process. So if we want to obtain the experimental data and have to monitor the drug concentration in body, so it is a very exhaustive or time consuming process. Next is predicting the individualized dosing is difficult due to assumption of average blood flow for individual subjects. So we can't easily produce there the dose or the individual dosing. Data points are less and makes difficult to assess the pharmacokinetic parameters. So these are the some disadvantages related to physiological modeling. Next part is one compartmental open model. So in the one compartmental modeling, we will see the one compartment open modeling. It is also called as uh, instantaneous distribution model. Okay, so name self indicates it is a instant distribution model process. Time course of drug concentration in the body can be satisfactorily explained by assuming the body as single well mixed compartment and first order disposition process. So some assumptions are there. First assumption is the body is considered as a single kinetically homogeneous unit. Okay, so body is considered as single as well as kinetically homogeneous unit. Second assumption is drugs moves dynamically in absorption and out from the elimination of this compartment. Okay, so we already know the drug is going to absorption and it will comes out from the body by elimination process. Final distribution equilibrium between drug in plasma and other body fluid is attained instant instantaneously. Okay, so the final drug distribution obtained in this case is instant manner or the easily or the in a fast way. Elimination is a first order or we can say mono exponential process. Rate of input we can say that is a absorption is more than the rate of output which is a elimination because in between some of your drug is goes into your different body compartments, that's why it is a less. Then here are some assumptions. References or the reference compartment is plasma and it is the representation of drug concentration in all the body tissues. However, the model doesn't assume that the drug concentration in plasma is equal to that in the body tissue. So we can't predict that the uh, drug plasma is same or the equal to of that body fluid or the body fluid or the tissue fluid of that particular plasma. In terms, open indicates that input or the input absorption and output elimination are unidirectional and that the drug can be eliminated from the body. As we already discussed that your drug will be going to the administration. After administration, it will go into your absorption state, which is also called as input. After that, it will reach into the blood and other body tissues. And after the uh, distribution and metabolism process, it will goes out of the body by using elimination process. It will goes into the metabolism as well as excretion. Okay, so uh, depending on uh, depending on rate of inputs, several one compartment models are defined as one compartment open model, IV bolus administration. Second one compartment open model, IV infusion. Third one compartment open model, extravascular administration, which is or the which will follows the zero zero order kinetic. And fourth one is one compartment open model, which is also called as extravascular administration and which follows the first order kinetics. So this is all about the compartment modeling introduction. Remaining part we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you for your patience.